You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN. Hi everyone, we're back and I'm with the Reverend Scott Fritz. How you doing, Reverend?
Well, how are you this morning?
I'm doing pretty good. So it's interesting. You perform wedding ceremonies.
Yes, sir.
And you're Reverend?
Yes, since
Okay.
1995.
That's good, since 1995? Mm-hmm. Any particular denomination or anything like that?
Well, I was born and raised Lutheran, but it's basically non-denominational, and I work with people who, some come from different faiths, other people are not religious, so I work with them to make something that's really personal for them.
Okay, and that's kind of I don't say it's a new thing because it's been going on for a long time now, where people they try to personalize it and make sure that it's very meaningful to the bride and groom, and if you can do that, it's probably has a better tie-in with God and with yourself, I would think,
sure,
because
sure.
Like I said, it's you brought it up. So how does that? Tell us about, you've got down here that you have them from the traditional to the unusual, so talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, let's see, as far as traditional weddings go, there are some real basic ceremonies that are done. You could walk into the justice of the peace and you can have something that's, boom, it's cookie cutter, it's right there, it's all done, so that officiant could, just get on to the next one. But what I like is something that's really personalized. It was October 10th of 2010, so 10-10-10. One wedding I performed was at the Kennedy Mine, and it had a circus theme, tattoo people, circus people, and it was probably one of the most memorable weddings I'd ever done, and it was far from cookie cutter.
Okay.
So it was a lot of fun.
So that's great. Now, how do people get a hold of you, and how much time do they need to book you?
Well, I've had some people talk to me over a year in advance, and then I've had some people. I've had phone calls the day of, and once I married some people in my own yard. When I lived on Old Ridge Road, there was this nice redwood copse of trees, or redwood grove, and it was just perfect for the
best spot for you. Come on, let's go.
There we go. Yeah. I mean, they wanted something real quick, and then there was another day that a couple wanted a wedding on the well, maybe I shouldn't say this on TV, but they wanted a wedding on the grounds at the museum, Amador County Museum, and we stood.
Sounds like you could have mentioned that with no problem. I've it's beautiful grounds up there too. We have lots of great places, and of course, there are great venues here and around. And
right.
Do people ask maybe for some advice from you that what maybe they should do and how, and then do you have the traditional? Usually, like you get together and have like a dry run, and then there's a
definitely
the day before and things like that.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't believe how nervous some people are.
I think they probably call it a rehearsal.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we do a couple dry runs. We run through, cover our blocking where everybody needs to stand. Some people have a different idea on how to march in. Some people want to do it like it's prom night, where the guy and the gal are side by side. Not the bride and the groom, mind you, but they'll have some people, marching in side by side, and then other people will want to do it the traditional way, where the groom and the groomsmen are already up front, and the ladies march in. Anyway, it's since so many people have their own idea of how they want to do it.
So how do people get a hold of you?
You asked that.
Number?
Righty, right. I do have a number that's 209-296-2233. Sometimes I'll advertise in the buy and sell, or I'll put a card up in different places. I also have on Facebook. I have a like page, Custom Weddings by Reverend Scott Fritz, and you can find that if you look for Scott Fritz, you can find that attached to my page, and otherwise I'm still working on the rest of that.
Okay. How long have you been in Amador County?
Oh, since late 1997.
All right. See, been here a while and all that, and that's great. So people want to get a hold of the Reverend Fritz. That's Scott. He's a really nice guy, very personal, good-looking guy. I wouldn't mind him marrying me and Sue again. And
Say the word.
that would, maybe that would be fun. And so we're going to be moving on to our next guest, but I want to thank you. And how many people have you hitched out?
Oh, it's around 80 couples so
Okay.
far. Yeah.
All right, so that's great. So guy knows what he's doing, and I'll give him a call. Reverend Scott Fritz, once again, give your phone number out.
It's 209-296-2233.
Okay, I think your phone's ringing off the hook for those Christmas weddings. Okay.
And my wife is thanking me right now.
Okay, all right. Okay, oh yeah, it's going to